Sat Nam, I had to reach out and tell you how much I love you and wish you a happy new year. Here we are, can you believe it, on the last day of 2024. And I am so excited to rush into this very fast paced new year that's going to start. It's awakening right now on New Year's Eve. Every energy of a new year is different. Sometimes it feels like the whole January is recovering from the year before or the holidays. And then that affects this tradition, right? We have this tradition of New Year's resolutions. And I just want to reach out to you and say, never in your life have you been more supported by the heavens, by this big, juicy love that wants to go somewhere with you where you've never gone before. It wants to remind you that you are made perfectly, that there is nothing broken in you, and that you have been blessed with this unique quality of being you. And this coming year is going to provide the energy for you to dream big, but not only that, strategically come up with a plan that takes you into that stratosphere. For many of us at Great Divine Flow and anybody else that listens to it, and thank you for that, this cosmic journey from about 2017, the heat started going up. And then, things were going awry. I don't think we really realized how off track humanity was going. And then the pandemic happened and everybody experienced that different. But one of the things that was basic is we all kind of got stuck with ourselves more than we probably prefer, which was a huge thing with Divine Mother. Hey, let's take a look at you and let me help you. Well, some of us missed the let me help you button, right? We got caught up in ourselves. Many of us got addicted more to technology. Some of us went back to old addictions, whether it is attention or alcohol or eating, the whole thing, right? Because we were in pain. And we were in pain because of this collective environment. This is not about a political view, but the human family really, as a collective, felt we've been duped, right? And not about the pandemic, but more we've been duped about believing in so much narrative that divides us. And I think we've all began in the last couple of years to really hear that. Like we can hear it like, oh, wait a second. Maybe parts of that is true, what they're saying, but I really hear I want to divide you, right? I want to separate you from, and it feels like we're separating from each other, but you know who we're being separated from? God. And of course, another word for God is love. Love is the doer. And I'm telling you, I'm so proud of GDF that we kept on going and that we've stayed together. And we've had differences of opinion and ideology and whatever, and it doesn't matter because the biggest truth is love and growing into that love and helping each other. Being of service has been one of the greatest things in my life this year. It's also caused me to kind of back off a little bit on being in the business of yoga and being in the giving of yoga, right? Just give it away, Mars. And that is what God is going to ask all of us. What does yoga mean? It means union. And what we do at Great Divine Flow is Kriya Yoga, right? There are these Kriyas that help us with our depression, that help us with addiction, that help us with our prosperity, that help us with our endocrine system. They're designed this way. And then as you continue to do Kundalini, or Kriya Yoga is really what it is, it raises this chi, Kundalini, Adi Shakti, whatever you want to call it. We all know there is this rocket fuel that the source of us, the soul, sources to illuminate, to heal. Once that starts to be an interaction between you and the soul can use this energy to open up our awareness, to change the way we think. The one thing I am so apparent to is you just got to stay at it. I am just like you. Sometimes I just am not doing the yoga I need. And everybody's different. I'm a pretty high maintenance girl. I know what it takes for me to be happy. It's not so much, but it is like an hour or so a day, morning and some at night, and a little tune up in the middle. Hour to an hour and a half at least. That's me. I think it is really going to be our passion at GDF this year, especially as we move into the Guru is You. That's why the teacher training is called the Guru is You. The most important thing we do in 25 is to awaken our soul. Our soul is our greatest teacher. I've had so many realizations. I've said it to you so many times. Okay, like when we're in those 40 days. Well, the soul doesn't communicate the same way the brain does. And I've had this, and I'll be sharing more about this as we go into the 40-day, this experience with some very elderly people who are losing their brain capacity and the soul is pushing forward and taking over. And if you are patient, you can really see that. And what I'm really interested in is having full cognitive ability, so letting my brain be a great brain, and having full access to the big mind and the soul's wisdom, right? So what is the big mind? Sometimes, as we don't understand, like even in the Bible, and the Word was God and the Word was with God, right? What that means is, and that's only from a 2,000-year-old religion. We're going to go all the way back 25,000 years as we begin this year and the new year, and talk about the Hermetic law. So in the Hermetic law, the first law is that the universe is mental. And I know sometimes people go, oh my God, I don't want to hear that. Why do you think we are so mental? And here's the thing. God is an organic mind, just like we are. There is nothing like a human brain. There is nothing like the organics of this Hermetic mental energy, right? Because that mental energy is held in vibration, frequency, and light, and it is manufactured and conducted through planets, solar systems, and species, right? And so look at what we're so obsessed with, technology and computers being able to think for us. What I think what we're going to do at GDF is we are going to hammer down. There is nothing more godly than your own brain. And there is nothing better than your birthright to align with God's greatest plan and the big mind. So that it can fill in the blanks of, okay, I want to lead retreats all over the world. How come I can't get there? The big mind can fill in the blanks. And the astrology for this coming year is so that one of the best things is when we start the 40-day on January 11th, the nodes are moving from Aries, Libra to Pisces, Virgo. Y'all, we're in the God code. This is amazing. And at the same time, Neptune, who's been in Pisces, we've kind of gotten dreamy and out there, like, it's almost like we're fighting, we're in hate, or we're like dreamed out and like, I wish you were better. But there's no action, is my point. So Neptune is going to move into Aries. It's going to motivate action. And these big planets like Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn to a degree, but these planets move like 10, 15, 20 years, right? So the point is, our entire atmosphere is changing in 25. It's not just a new year. We're not just making this up. It is a whole new world. And it is the answer to everything you've gone through since 2017. I love you guys so much. I'm so freaking excited about all of this. It's a great time to get readings and healings with me, obviously. I've been really busy, so I know I haven't gotten back to a lot of you, but I'm ready to work. I'm excited about this astrology course because as we go through the astrology course, it's starting on January 28th, you're going to get this book. I'm sending it to you in the mail if you're on Zoom, or you'll get it when you come to the studio, and it's going to guide you with astrology. But I'm so excited to do this with this great year we're starting, right? Because you're going to get to hands-on know where your chart is, how to navigate this big energy. We are the ones, you, me, and people we love, we're the ones that are going to bring this juicy love into the pain of humanity, into the loneliness of humanity, into the addiction of humanity. We're the ones. We start with ourselves and we spread it out. Connect more. Put the phone down more. Get out there and be a human being, and always, always know you are 100% divine and 100% human, and that's what makes you, you. I love you so much. Happy New Year. Thanks for just loving us and being a part of GDF. And thank you for sticking to your practice. And all of you have been doing the 40 days. This one that's coming up, it's another one. It's another Puri by Guru Gobind Singh, where we had been doing a lot of Nanak. This one is called the Ajai Alai. It's almost like, it's like two words, Ajai, Alai, a this, a that. I'm still learning it. And each word is like, courage and unbound, pure love and elevation. It's like, it's almost like a Sanskrit affirmation pledge. And it really helps us with our depression and our lack of energy and our confusion, and some of us are going to feel that way at the end of the year. I felt that way more in November. So all of December, I've been just building towards the light. I'm really excited to be bringing the yoga of Jesus or Yeshua to the center. I will be doing Kriya to awaken the Christ consciousness. I'll be getting that together in January. I think it'll be either a course or a once a week class. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to, look at Yogananda and India's knowledge of the Christ. We're also going to open our hearts to Gnostic wisdom, which is books that the powers that be decided could not be in the Bible. And I think it's going to be super healing. Why do I want Yeshua to be a part of GDF? Because he's one of the greatest healers and yogas that have ever been. He is a yogi. And so is his mama, Mother Mary. And what does a yogi mean? It's somebody who understands God deeply and is one with God. Yoga, union. The oneness is the thing. I've had some really interesting things with my return to the Catholic faith, especially in the Eucharist, taking communion, eating the body, drinking the blood, and being one with Christ. Like you're taking that energy into your body. And there's been some times in sadhana where I realize, like when I'm kind of, talking to God, that it's always still outside. And all of a sudden I realize, like, this oneness, like if Yeshua appeals to you or Nanak, or I think, we all have this gene. It's in our DNA. We have a propensity to worship and to be devoted. We want to see something that looks like us. That's why these avatars exist. Because even though the Sophia, this big mind, it's all frequency and light, we might not necessarily be ready to relate to that, right? So that's why these human aspects, they're like archetypes that come before it so we can relate to God. So why? So we can become one with it. And so for me, that is been the biggest refreshing part of connecting back to my religious faith and combining that with my yogic faith and practice, really throwing that gauntlet down and knowing the in-game Mars, the in-game GDF is truly, truly knowing we're one. So Jesus or Yeshua or Mother Mary or Nanak or Buddha, they're not outside me. They're me. And it's like, we're going to teeter in and out of that. I get it. But the more you keep that in the frontal lobe, the more that becomes such a gift, because they are an aspect in this big matrix of light that really is at the heightened frequency, at the heightened vibration. And when we think of them and when we know we're one with them, we get to take on their characteristics, right? We get to have a love that doesn't need to be violent. We get to have a love that can be judged by others and doesn't defend. We get to be such a huge love that love doesn't stop. That's what the devotion does. And really, the more I've stuck with it, it all turns inside out, y'all. It ends up, I'm just devoted to me, the sweet aspect that God is here and I am it. How cool is that? Right? And we're human, and we get jealous, and we do weird shit, and it's okay. Because the more we do this practice, we're aware of it, and we can be so compassionate to ourselves. And when we handle our challenges with compassion, we get to offer that to our brothers and sisters. I love you so much. So excited. So come see me tomorrow. I'm teaching at noon. hour and a half class. I'm going to lay this cosmic download on you, and we're going to do an amazing Kriya to harness the light and the highest frequency of 2025. And yeah, so come see me tomorrow, January 1st, Wednesday at noon. The next big thing is January 11th. The January 11th will be the start at the 40 day. And my astrology class is starting on January 28th. I love you so much. Oh, also, we have an outside vendor, but she's a community member, Ashley Williams. We love her so much. She's an amazing sound healer, amazing yogi. On January 5th, she's doing an event. Now, it's not on the website, but it is in the newsletter and it is in the studio. So basically just call her, reach out to her, and save your spot. I love you. See you tomorrow for a happy new year with the GDF family and me, Marcia.